morning, everybody. It's Brandon, sitting here stuck in traffic. Figured this would be a good time to make a video that recaps some things. Why I still think that there's strong circumstantial evidence that there's a grand sport coming based on the mechanicals of the zr1. We're going to go back to these vents. So, as I mentioned in one of the other videos, somebody questioned Taj as a result of me giving everybody a really hard time, saying that everybody's quote-unquote dog shit stupid to not understand that with the car, with the vents and without the vents is going to result in a 50 horsepower swing minimum, okay, between the two cars when they're actually dynoed, because you're not able to flow as much air in, okay? 1,000 horsepower worth of air is a tremendous amount of air. And you get all these peanut gallery people who want to come out of the woodwork and pretend that they're fucking super scientists and shit. What it comes down to is, if any of you actually owned a twin turbo 1,000 horsepower Corvette before, or even a C7 Z06 before, okay, and you know about hogging out the hole where the air filter sucks the air in from on the C7 Z06, because there's like a restriction around the actual air box. It doesn't matter what filter you put on the car. The actual geometry of the external part of the air box that lets the air in creates resistance. So people who've opened that up on Corvette Forum, if any of you are actually Corvette guys and know anything about fucking Corvettes, but you guys don't, okay, you're all a bunch of fucking wannabes and it gets old, but, and everybody's like, oh, you're so mean, Brandon. You guys don't understand. These losers come out of the woodwork all day long and combat me with just mindless bullshit. And it gets old. I don't have patience for it, guys. I'm not Jesus. I'm not going to sit here and kid you guys. Oh, that's so good that you have the wrong opinion. Yay, high five. You guys are fucking idiots, and it gets old. But the point is, okay, so back to the whole point of what I'm getting at. One of an insider from GM on Facebook, he admits he's a supplier. He comes right underneath one of my comments on the other C8 Z06 group, not Clayton's, but the other one, where good logical discussions can happen more often, it seems like. And guy comes right underneath and he's like, Vet Titans is right. He's like, I know for a fact that it's a 50 to 60 horsepower swing between the convertible without the vents and the coupe with the vents. And so I said, I appreciate the backup. I said, do you work for GM or ? And he says, I'm a supplier. I said, I believe you. So, okay, so the point of this is, would GM really release a car that's being starved for air unless they know that the fuel system is maxed out anyway, so they don't care, okay? But the point is, do you guys really think that GM is going to bring a car to market? And maybe they are. Maybe in the final hour, they're going to say, no grand sport, let's prove Brandon wrong. That's fine, okay? But I don't think so, okay? But the point I'm getting at is this. If GM has a car where there's a 50 to 60 horsepower discrepancy between the convertible and the coupe, once it starts to experience heat soak on the acceleration side, it's a complicated topic, because since they have a blow-off valve that's bleeding off pressure, it's not as obvious that one car is being starved of air versus the other, because they're both getting up to the same boost pressure, and then there's the cap off. Now, if you didn't have the boost pressure limited and the torque wasn't a limited flat line, then there'd be an absolute difference between the two dynographs, between the coupe and the convertible, with or without the vents. But the point I'm getting at is, I don't even think it's going to matter, because I think this is all a moot point. I think that body that you're seeing is the Grand Sport body, and that's a Frankenstein car. Okay? Could be wrong. But if GM, I've joked around about it before, if GM brings that car to market as a ZR1 with that body, they're in trouble. Because the cars, I'm not going to get into all the details because it's not stuff that you guys can keep up with, but the difference in horsepower between the two cars, starving one of air, not starving the other one of air, cool air on one, hotter air on the other, it's almost like they would need two different tunes, is the simplest way for me to put it. You'd have to have a different tune for the convertible than you'd have to have for the coupe, okay? Don't get me wrong, they could have one tune but it would have to be a very extensive tune. Okay? The timing is going to be different between the two tunes. It has to be. So here's what it comes down to. If they run advanced timing on the convertible, the car is always going to be pulling timing after it experiences detonation. So the convertibles are going to be more prone to detonation every fucking aggressive drive you take them on. They're going to experience detonation. They're going to have to pull timing. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to be clear that they have to have vents, consistent vents on the ZR1. If GM doesn't release a ZR1 with consistent intake vents, it's going to be a shit show. And that's just another reason why I do not believe, and I brought this up originally, and then Taj tried to combat it. And why would Taj combat it? Because Taj is potentially trying to keep a secret that there's a Grand Sport coming, folks. There's his motive. That's why he would lie and say there's no horsepower difference. And meanwhile, we have an insider from General Motors saying there is a horsepower difference. That Titans is correct. Do you think that guy thought he was going to make friends by making that comment? No, but he spoke truth. Right? So anyway, it just, the disrespect from people who have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And then, this is the kicker. Clayton and these people, they're just like, if you're right, it's not a big deal. Right, but if I'm wrong, it's a big deal. And even if you don't know if I'm wrong, it's a big deal, so much that you're going to fucking block me from the group. See, these guys are one-way street narcissist weirdos. They say I'm the narcissist is because I retaliate when I'm met with fucking unaccountable weirdos. So Clayton thinks he can block me about a topic, and then he says, but if you're right, it's no big deal. That's like saying I'm allowed to shoot a criminal, shoot a person if I think they're a criminal, but if it turns out they're not a criminal, it's no big deal. He's issuing severe consequences, and then if it turns out that I'm right and he was wrong, it's no big deal, Brandon. You just need to let it drop. So you guys need to understand what we're dealing with in this community. I feel like we're dealing with druggies. I feel like we're dealing with low IQ people who are on drugs. I swear to God, because when you're on drugs, you're oblivious to how you treat other people. Clayton Smith does not get it. He does not get it, guys. He does not understand that you can't sit there and ban somebody from a group about a topic and then say, but if you're right about the topic, it's no big deal and you just need to let it drop and we don't care. And it doesn't deserve to be in a documentary, and neither do I deserve to be in a documentary, Brandon. This isn't a big deal. It's such a fucking big deal that you blocked me from the group when I'm the most knowledgeable fucking person in your group. The guy's too stupid to get it. He doesn't fucking get it, guys. It's not there. Just like you guys don't understand air intake vents. It's not there. I can't fix stupid. See ya.